Is your kid about to sleep over or hang out at somebody else's house? In this video, I'm going to share my top 4 questions that you should ask before you let them spend the night out. Coming up. Hey guys, my name is Jeremy. I'm the father of 4 and I've been a youth pastor for more than 20 years. I'm trying to do my best to raise my kids the very best way possible, while at the same time, I work with teenagers who are dealing with some pretty heavy issues. You see, this gives me a unique perspective on the urgent need that I believe our nation faces to strengthen families everywhere. So this channel is committed to bring you practical tools for building a stronger family. If that idea resonates with you, please consider subscribing to my channel and checking out my videos. Hopefully, they'll be helpful to you and your family. So before I get into it, I'd like to say that nobody will parent your kid like you. Nobody will love your kid like you, and nobody knows your kid like you do. So don't let other people judge your conviction levels. If you're birthing a baby in the hospital, don't judge people who are using a midwife. If you nurse your baby, don't judge people who use formula. If you send your kids to private school, don't judge people who send theirs to public school. Hopefully, we're all engaging our kids with love, discipline, and structure in order to pass on the values that we want them to have. My goal with this channel is not to tell you what to do. My goal is to share wisdom that I'm continuing to learn in hopes that you might begin or continue to engage your children with some level of intentional parenting. Also, I want to create a space to discuss these ideas, and hopefully we can all learn from the discussion and in turn build stronger families. Now, let's talk sleepovers. Before you let your kids sleep over at somebody else's house, it's vitally important to have a conversation with the other parents. Now, it should go without saying to have a conversation with those parents, but maybe your kids have been playing sports all season long and you've seen this parent several times and you think you know them, but do you really know them? Do you know how they run their home? If they're married or if they're single, if they have a house or if they're living at their boyfriend's condo. See, it might be awkward and you might need to ask some bold questions, but it's very important to know what kind of environment you're allowing your child to enter. So number 1, have a conversation with the other parents. 2, this might sound extreme, but I had a friend whose 2nd grade daughter went to a sleepover with other little 2nd grade girls. The daughter came back with stories about doing their hair and playing dress up and watching super shady videos on her friend's iPad. The girls thought it would be funny to type naked in the Google search bar, and you can imagine what happened from there. So my number 2 thing to do before you let your kid go on a sleepover is to ask if the kids have access to unfiltered internet. Do they have a web browser on their tablet? Are there parental controls on their device? Do they have a computer in their bedroom? Do they have access to YouTube on that computer or device? You see, sketchy content is only one innocent search inquiry and then one suggested video away when the internet is unfiltered. So if you'd like to learn more about setting up parental controls on your iPhone or iPad, check out my video on setting up parental controls. I'll put a card right up here. 3, what kind of TV channels, apps, or video games do the kids have access to? In today's digital world, there are so many options. It's really difficult to keep up. And sometimes streaming services come preloaded on smart TVs. Movie channels, miniseries, and lots of video games can have some serious violence and adult content that you might not want your 3rd grader viewing. What kind of questions do you want to know before your kid has a sleepover? And how do you navigate that conversation? Leave a comment below so that maybe we can all benefit from this conversation. And then while you're down there, give the video a like. It helps out the channel a ton. Number 4, this next one is a doozy and rarely on parents' radars when it comes to sleepovers and playdates. But it's probably not a bad idea to ask if there are guns in the house. If there are, you might feel better knowing if they're locked up and how. According to nationwidechildren.org, nearly 40% of unintentional shooting deaths of children 11 to 14 occur in the home of a friend. Now, I'm not saying whether or not you should have a firearm in your home or how you should handle it. I am saying that you might like to know how someone else handles firearms before you let your kid sleep over there. Finally, don't let fear rob your kids of having the experience of fun with their friends. You can't shelter them forever, but with some simple conversations, you can put some pretty significant guardrails in their life. Thanks so much for watching. Go out there this week and make your family stronger. And until the next time, if they don't find you handsome, at least let them find you handy.